Okay, I'm inside of a cave. I forgot to bring my map, so I have no idea what the name of this cave is. But anyway, I just went through it once to shoot a horizontal video, and it is awesome. It's mostly easy cave, except I can't quite stand up. It's a little bit low ceiling, but it's got some ice in it. And look how wide it is. It's seriously like 20 feet wide here. About 5-foot ceiling, so I gotta be a little bit careful with the old head. Alright. What's kind of interesting too, even though the ceiling is an arch shape, there are some places where, you know, there's rock sticking down. So definitely watch your head. Besides actual formations, there are spots like this where there are ice patches on the floor. So definitely watch your step. I want to show you something really cool though. Look at this. Really, really, really small formation there. Ice stalagmite, like 3 inches tall, 1/4 of an inch wide. Kind of neat. It's already May, so the ice is obviously melting. Okay, there's a secret exit. Too small for me. Notice how there's breakdown rock below here. It's a really rough ceiling up on top. Okay, there's the way I came in. Lots of room in there. I'm actually standing up right now. Ceiling's about 6.5 feet tall. So just tall enough, I have to be a little bit careful. Notice there's ice all over the floor here. Okay, not all over the floor, but lots of ice on the floor. I have to be careful here. It's gonna be slippery. So I could go through here, but you notice the ceiling is low. If I go over to the right and climb over these rocks, the ceiling is higher. So I'm gonna do that. Very carefully. Or at least somewhat carefully. Okay, hardly carefully at all. But I'm getting through. Whoa. The ice on the floor could be a weensy bit slippery. Oh, that's weird. I want to show you something. There's some ice formation on the floor. It looks like it's broken down. I didn't break it. There's nobody else here. Kind of suspicious. So look at this tall, skinny ice formation. So look at this. Is it like a piece of formation on the floor? I don't remember that. I don't know where it could have come from though. That's weird. I'll have to look at my video and see if somehow I did that. I mean, it didn't walk there by itself. Only about 1 inch apart, man. Really close. But anyway, I'm gonna get through here. I have to be very, very careful. So, like I said, the floor's got ice. My knee pads have terrible traction. Oops. What's really cool here, I don't know if you can see it or not. Look at that. There's a loop of rock on the ceiling, like 1 inch in diameter. It's like a donut made of rock. I wonder if I can get closer to this. I don't want to forget about it on the way out. I don't know if my camera is focusing very well. Oh, there it is. It's focusing too far away. There we go. There it's the mystery donut. Cool. As long as I'm so close to the ice formation, well, I'll show that to you too. See if I can somewhat hold still. I'm on one knee right now, so, and then I'm resting my elbow on my knee, so it's not the most ergonomic thing I've ever done. There we are. Notice, depending on how you count, that's like 1 formation or 4 formations. But anyway, if it walks like a piece of ice, talks like a piece of ice. And then notice the floor, there's like a glaze of ice around it. Although now that I think about it, I can see ice anywhere. I'm more interested. Look, it's like another donut-shaped piece of rock hanging from the ceiling. I bet that's small enough you could break it, so please don't touch it. Wow. And then, of course, there's a lot of regular protrusions, like ice stalactites. Lava stalactites. Anyway, sorry, I've seen so much at once, getting overwhelmed. I'm going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right. Yeah. I only have like 4 hours today, so I want to see if I can do like a couple of caves per hour, make some progress. So won't be able to come back here for a couple of weeks probably. By then a lot of the ice will be gone. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Okay. Notice now the floor is sand. And then over here is the rock wall. And notice how the floor, it looks like it's peeled away or bulged up or something. It's like a gap. Really cool. I've seen that in some other caves around here, but I have no idea what the heck that means. How it formed. Notice it doesn't keep going though. Wow, it looks like the cave is actually filled with sand. Don't do it, but I'm wondering if you dug out all this sand, if the cave would keep going a while. But anyway, let's see if I can get this in focus. There's a cool formation shaped kind of like a corkscrew or a spoon or something there. Here's a nice big, more traditional one. Just a full column all the way from the ceiling. I'm a little close, so I can't show the whole thing, but whatever. You get the idea. Walks like a piece of ice, tucks like a piece of ice. And then on the floor next to it, there's a glaze and a smaller ice stalagmite. Really cool. Okay, I'm going to come over here so I can show you the floor again. Yeah, I think I just heard another ice formation fall down. That wasn't me. Like I said, it's above freezing in here, so the ice is naturally melting. So this is the kind of time of year when you come in the ice cave and it's creepy because you hear stuff moving around. So it's like there's something in here with you. Yeah, it's called ice. Anyway. There's that. Look over here. There's the ice floor. Ooh, ah. Nice. All right, so let me go over here as far to the right as I dare. Obviously, it's a dead end. I'll show you in a minute. I'm at the dead end of the cave for real. Like I said, unless you want to get a shovel and dig out a few tons of sand. But please don't do that. The cave's awesome the way it is. All right, here we go. But yeah, look at that, how the ceiling comes down, the floor is flat. It's just sand on the left, the nice glaze of ice to the right. Ooh, ah. And then there's an ice formation there, and another ice formation over there. To paraphrase the movie Spaceballs, I knew it, I'm surrounded by ice. Oh wow, so if you look up there, on top of that rock, there's like a small ice column there. I'm not going to get much closer there. The floor is covered in ice. It's slippery. I don't want to fall down. Damage my beautiful camera. Well, I've had this camera a couple years. It's actually been extremely good. I prefer lightweight GoPro, but you know, I kind of outgrew GoPros. Anyway. Wow. This is really cool. Because at the top, it's like a little bit of impurities in the ice, like speckles or something. But then as you pan down, it's sort of white ice, just enough to make it shiny and pretty. Then down to the bottom, it's pretty clean ice. Wow, it's nice. Instead of round, it's like blade shaped. It's kind of scary almost. Cool. Then over here, a few small icicles. See if I can get over here without slippery. All right. There's ice back there, floor, formations, everything. Except the ceiling. The ceiling's, I think, warmer now, so it's too warm. Well, it's really cool because this ice is white. You can see it's probably close to an inch thick in some places. Man, I wonder how thick it was last winter. Because it's been warm for like weeks now. There's almost no snow outside. So, yeah. And of course, the snow out there is very, very soft. Like you drive through it and you sink in 6 inches. So make sure you drive in snow that won't get you stuck. Even this time of year, that is possible. I'm almost standing up here. The ceiling is like 1 inch too short for me. Because remember, it's not that I'm tall, but I got my helmet on too, so that adds some height. This is kind of cool because the ice here is white, so it's kind of pretty. And then again over here, it's where the wall is, like the floor. It's got a gap along it. I'm gonna cut through here so I can see this better. But yeah, it's almost like the floor peeled away from the wall or something. Interesting. That's really cool. But over here, look how rough the floor is, the actual bare rock instead of sand. I'm pretty sure the rock was here when it formed and then the sand came in through cracks and so on. Or the wind, that's what's closest to the entrance. A lot of this is probably from people coming in here, you know, dragging it in inadvertently while they explore like this. There have been humans in Oregon for a long time, but I don't know if they came up here to this kind of elevation. Pretty high elevation here. All right, so I'm not gonna get much closer to the exit here. I don't feel like doing a belly crawl on this ice. That's a decent sized little exit right there. You see there's lots of snow and ice. Just enough to make it fun. So that's pretty much the whole cave. Now I'm heading back to the exit. The entrance I came in. Nice big exit I can almost walk through. And it isn't covered with ice. Okay, so as you can see, there's a glaze across the floor here. I'm going to keep going left to go through clockwise. So that means over here, I'm going to be stepping on some ice-covered floor very, very carefully. Wow, some of the rocks are very sharp. See, busy caves, the people wear down the rocks and make them smooth. When you first discover a cave, it might be really, oh, cool, look at this, rough. Look at this, look at this. Okay, so see how over here, the ceiling's relatively smooth. And then over here, it's pretty rough, cave popcorn. And then look, inside the crack, there's actually ice inside that crack. So water came in and it froze. So there's not really a formation here because the water froze before it came into the cave. And then over here, the ceiling's rough again. Wow. Oh, I want to get closer. Man, I want to get a little to the right, but the floor is really slippery here. I have to be careful. So, but I want to show you another place where the ceiling has a little rock loop. Let's see if I can get you to focus. I got my, there we are. There's a little rock, a loop made of rock there. That is really cool. But it's very fragile, so please don't touch it. That's the kind of thing I'm sure would break right off. People think rock is indestructible. If that were true, we'd still be driving on roads made out of rock. Anyway. You know, I sometimes wonder if there is an alien civilization somewhere. Found an easy way to make granite. Just make the roads out of granite. Make them paper smooth. Be like, okay, just keep... Of course, if it... Well, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't rain there. But I'm talking about roads and tunnels, so there's no rain. Anyway. All right, so now I'm back to this formation. I already showed it on the way in. See, there's a lot more ceiling clearance on the right than the left. So even though I was going to stay to the left, I'm going to go to the right. Going to go around this formation and then back to the left. One more peek at this formation. I just really like this one, even though it's smaller than some of the other ones. But I think it's because it's the first formation I saw when I came in this cave. Oh no, second one, because it's this one hanging up on the ceiling. Notice all this stuff on the floor, besides just sand. So obviously animals have been bringing that in. In fact, if I come up here, look at all that stuff up on top of the rocks. Yeah, I bet rats or something have been bringing that in. Okay, so now I'm gonna climb over these rocks to get out of here. Alright, there's a lot of ice on the floor here, so I have to be picky about where I put my feet. Okay, so here's a tiny exit. Obviously, I could get in or out there if I were desperate, but I'd rather just go back out the way I came. Luckily, I found the easiest entrance on the first try. My map for this place is not very good. And I forgot to bring it. Alright. Alright. So it's the way back there. Notice that white puddle there, that's white ice. Or over there, that white is like, you know, snow that got melted and refrozen. So it was originally snow and it's ice now. Okay, well, I'm glad I did this cave. Wow, it's warm outside. All right, so concludes our mystery cave tour.